Thanks for stopping by What's New Barbecue. Today, guys, we're going to do something that I've yet to do on the channel. I was going back in all my videos, all my playlists, out of all the 100+ cooking videos I've put out on What's New Barbecue, I have yet to make a pork butt or pulled pork off of the Weber Kettle, and today that changes, guys. We're going to get the old copper fired up, and we're going to roll some applewood smoke on this nice looking pork butt. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscription button and that bell right next to it so you can keep track of this barbecue journey. Alright guys, I'm going to get out to the back porch, get the Weber Kettle fired up, then we'll get this pork butt seasoned up. Y'all stick around. Before we get going, I wanted to show you how I had the charcoal set up. The idea is I'm going to light this corner here and it'll gradually work its way through the stack there. Now I know there's a lot more specific counts and processes for this setup on a Weber Kettle. I don't get all caught up in all that. This is going to allow me to cook for a long period of time, and you know, I might add a couple more wood chips in there periodically just to ensure that we get good smoke flavor, but putting them in the charcoal, all these wood chips staggered like this, will also ensure that we get plenty of smoke in our pork butt today. So just wanted to show you all that. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this corner lit right here, so let's go ahead and get that done. Before I get this Weber Kettle lit up, I wanted to go ahead and give a quick shout out to my barbecue brother, Paul Pan Fry Stewart, and I'll have his information down below in the description box. He was over last weekend and actually left his propane burner over at the house. There's the perks of having a barbecue brother over. Just kidding. Y'all make sure to go check him out. Like I said, I'll have all his information down below in the description box. Follow him on his barbecue journey. Let's go ahead and get this lit up. And now that we got that good and hot, let's go ahead and get our grates back on. Put our lid on. I'm going to have the lid, the vent to the lid here, all the way open. And on the bottom here, we're only going to be to the second notch. So that's how we're going to cook low and slow today. Let's get in the kitchen and get this pork butt seasoned up. Alright guys, and here's our pork butt we're working with. As you can see, there's the bone right there. And this is a backyard cook, so we're not going to worry too much on trimming, but I do want to trim some of this extra fat off right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Just trying to get a little bit of this fat off. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but when you go ahead and see something that doesn't look like it's going to render down well or doesn't look too appetizing before you season it, you might as well go ahead and trim it off. So let's go ahead and get this seasoned up. Today, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of some Holy Voodoo from Meat Church and some Goodnight Barbecue Company barbecue rub here. This is a sweet rub and that Voodoo's spicy, so that'll be great. Let's go ahead and put a base coat of the Holy Voodoo. And we're going to be cooking fat side up on the Weber Kettle. So we've got the fat side on the bottom right now. We'll season that last. Put a good little coating of this on here. And before we flip it over, we'll get this Goodnight Barbecue Company seasoning on here. Again, this is a sweeter rub, so it'll be a nice, spicy, sweet pork butt. And the textures and the colors in these seasonings will create a nice crust or bark for our pork butt as well. Let's go ahead and get this turned around and start over. Apply the Voodoo rub. There we go. And the Goodnight Barbecue Company sweet rub. I'm going to go ahead and finish seasoning this bad boy. When I do, I'm going to let it sweat in for about 10 or 15 minutes. That'll be perfect for our Weber to come up to temperature. I'll catch back up with y'all when this is on the Weber and we're starting to cook. Alright guys, the Weber Kettles came up to about 200 degrees and it's still rising. I'm going to go ahead and get our pork butt on. It is smelling awesome out here. Go ahead and get that on the offset side just like that. I'm going to go ahead and shut this lid down. I'm not going to check on this for the first 3 hours. At that 3-hour mark, we'll check on it and see what it's looking like. Alright y'all, we're at the 3-hour mark and it's time to check on the pork butt and see what it's looking like. As you can see, we got some good smoke rolling. We've been rolling around 260 to 325 degrees this whole time, and I have added about a handful of applewood chips in that 3-hour period. And I think right now as we're standing, we can probably get about 3 more hours or so, if not more, out of this current setup. Let's take a peek at this pork butt and see what it's looking like. Wow. Starting to get a decent bark. It's got a nice color. We're going to spray with some apple juice. Just like that. And before I shut this down, I'm going to bring y'all in for a close-up and show you what the pork butt's looking like, and then we'll keep cooking, and next time we check on it, we'll take an internal temperature check and see what we're looking like there. Let me bring y'all in closer. That's what it's looking like, guys. I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid down on the Weber Kettle so we can control this heat, and I'll check back with y'all in 2 more hours, and we'll see what we're looking like.
Two hours later.
Alright guys, it's time to take a peek at this pork butt and see what we're looking like. Check the internal temperature. I did go ahead and add a handful of apple wood chips and open up the bottom vent to a 3. And we're sitting right around 275 on the Weber Kettle, which is perfect. We're nearing the end of our burn on the charcoal setup that we had, so we've just been adding a couple of wood chips here and there. Like I said, I added a handful about 30 minutes ago. Let's take a peek here and see what we're looking like. That's looking good to me. Let's go ahead and spray it with some apple juice. Just like that. And what I want to do next is take an internal temperature check and see what we're reading. Right at about, yep, right at 150, 151. Just where I was expecting to be, right about that stall area. So what I want to do now is go ahead and add a couple more wood chips here while we got the Weber Kettle open. And this is going to help extend our heat while we've got some good coal base here. Just like that. And I will let this catch. I'm going to leave the lid off for about 5 minutes or so and let these wood chips catch so we can get a nice fire going again, so we don't get that ugly smoke that we're not wanting. You can see it's already starting to catch a little bit now. I'm not sure if you can see it or not actually, but it'll catch quickly, and I'll get this kettle lid closed and we'll keep cooking. I'll catch back up with y'all in 2 hours. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie. After I told y'all we'd check on it in 2 more hours, I came inside and took a nap, fell smooth asleep, woke up at that 2-hour checkpoint, and we were sitting at 171 degrees internal on our pork butt. So at that time, I sprayed it with a little bit more apple juice, double wrapped it with foil, and kept on cooking. It was a little too dark outside for me to take some video footage of it, and I was crazy tired, so I did not get it recorded. I apologize for that. But the bark turned out awesome. When we went to shred it, guys, it turned out awesome. It looked great. Nice bark, nice smoke ring, completely juicy. And now here we have a pulled pork sandwich we're about to put together and give it a taste test. Look at that color and that smoke ring. It's got some good bark in it. And I've got some always cold Clausen dill pickles here. So we're going to put those right on top. Love dill pickles with some pulled pork and just some regular mustard. So Put me a nice little bit of some mustard on this pulled pork sandwich. Just like that. Bring y'all a close up here. That's what we're looking like. For y'all mustard haters, I'm sorry, but this is where it's at. So let's go ahead. Forgot to mention I did toast this bun. Let's go ahead and crown our pulled pork sandwich. And that's what it's looking like, guys. Real simple. Dill pickle and some awesome applewood smoked pulled pork with a little bit of mustard. Let's go ahead and see what we're working with. Cheers, y'all. Wow. That pulled pork really cooked down perfectly. That fat rendered awesome. It just dissolves in your mouth. And like I said, that mustard really accents that smoke flavor great with that little bit of vinegar, that bite you get. And then you get the crunchiness from the pickles. Wow. That turned out awesome, guys. Again, I can't believe this is the first video I've done a pork butt on my Weber Kettle out of all the videos. So I'm glad I could do this. This pork butt was awesome. This sandwich is awesome. If you haven't made a pork butt on your Weber Kettle yet, I highly suggest you do. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscription button and that bell right next to it so you can keep track of this barbecue journey. I'm about to finish this sandwich, guys. I appreciate y'all for stopping in. Y'all keep on barbecuing. Pickles, pulled pork, mustard, toasted bun.